Hello everyone and welcome to the demo of House Spirit Cat, which is a visual novel with interactive features. And we play as a little cat spirit that wants to find a new home. And let's just jump right in and try it out. Sure. This story is about a domovoi named Kot, a spirit that dwells in people's homes. Domovoi has mystical powers which helps them to protect the house and owners from evil spirits and keep an eye on the household. They draw their power from the home and the owner, feeding on emotions and memories. They can only feed on good emotions. If the household begins to squabble and quarrel, it weakens the spirit. Domovoi can turn into people that were his hosts. Also, each spirit has its own original form. Our hero is a ginger cat. The houseboy can leave the house in search of a new master, but his powers will quickly leave him. On the screen, there is a scale of our hero's life energy. Do not let it be empty. Some choices or actions can waste life energy. They will be marked with a corresponding icon. This game is non-linear and each choice will affect the future of our hero like a puzzle of dozens of pieces. After most of the choices, there's no turning back. Alright. Please turn on the sound. Yeah. Yes. To sacrifice your strength and possibly your life or to pass by, straight to the goal. Only you determine your path. Memories flicker before my eyes, my mind settling on one of them. Me and Maria, almost 80 years ago, like now I lost my master then, but I still had Maria, the girl who lived next door, and now I'm alone. The girl looked exhausted from crying. It had been almost a day since the fire, a tragedy that changed our lives forever. I'm a bit annoyed with the voice, so I'm actually going to turn that down. Because, I mean, I do not understand it, so I'm just going to read it myself and not have them talk in the background. I knew it was a bad idea to make a pact with a child. My power would be minimal until she grows up. Most likely, she will be taken in by distant relatives who have been arguing for over an hour already. The home of such people won't be very pleasant. She was the last thread, the last connection to my home and master, and I liked that tired, brave face, but it didn't seem such a bad idea to suffer a decade for her sake. The girl was sitting away from the adults, and I decided this was the best chance I had for my silly scheme. I jumped on a crate so she could see me. Well, hello there, Maria. Her surprised face lifted my spirits a little, and while she came to her senses, I continued. We both lost our home, so I want you to be my mistress, and in return, I'll protect you. The girl gave me a serious look, then shifted her gaze to her relatives, who were standing nearby, arguing, and back to me. What's your name? No, who are you? My name is Kot. Isn't that a cute name? A hesitant nod was her response. She squinted her eyes, eyeing me suspiciously. As for who I am, just a friendly neighbor. I like to help people, as long as they're nice. You were the one living in our attic, weren't you? Didn't you play with our cat, too? I saw you, but the grown-ups didn't. You're so observant. I also slipped your favorite candy under your pillow. You must have noticed that, too. The girl shot a sly look back at me. She was a little girl, but she was clever. What do you say? Will you be my new mistress? I held out my paw to her. I will. She answered me quickly and took my paw with a serious look. She grew up before my eyes, cried and laughed, was sad and happy. We have been through a lot together, and now I will have to live without her. Unfortunately, she completely forgot about our conversation. It happens. Children grow up and stop believing in things that defy their logic. I'd leave as an old cat and come back as a little kitten. She always welcomed me, said ginger cats brought her luck. I hope they did. A pale old woman is lying on a bed. She seems to be asleep, but she's not. I stroked Maria's face with my wrinkled hand and whispered, as if it wasn't my choice, dry and heavy. I'll keep your precious memories safe, Maria. Breathing in the cold air, I stood up. It was hard to move in this body. Even simple things were difficult. For the last 20 years I lived in this house. Maria was a good hostess with a kind soul. Regrettably, she spent the last of her life here in this house, in this village, abandoned by the inhabitants. Inspect the room. She had to take a lot of medication, but she lived a pretty long life. My cot. Maria made it herself. Every time I tried to adjust the flower, it would fall over. Eventually, Maria glued the pots to the windowsill. The only photo that survived the fire was very old. Maria's favorite chair. We would sit there for hours. She often read aloud, maybe to hear at least someone's voice, or maybe she was reading for me. I loved to listen to her, purring to her tone. Alright. A ball of cat hair. Not commenting on this. That doesn't look like cat hair. Maria's favorite book was The Master and Margarita. Icons. I didn't see her pray to them, but she always kept them clean. Maria didn't stop eating sweets even when they became unhealthy for her. I mean, technically they're always unhealthy. There's a piece of paper with a dime on the table. I better take them. Alright. We got the TV as a parting gift from the neighbors. And that's me. Cutie, ain't I? You're a cat, so yeah. Her favorite pastime was reading. The whole house was filled with books on a variety of subjects. We could sit in a cozy chair and read for hours. Leave the house? Yep. Looking at the empty house that held so many fond memories, I wondered, should Maria's body be buried? Should I burn the house down with the body or leave it as it is? I mean, burning it feels like that would risk, other people as well, so let's just leave everything to time. Maria had always been afraid of fire and fires. She would not want to be buried by fire, especially not in her own house. She loved this house and this forest. May she sleep serenely in the realm of peace and quiet. Explore the village? An empty village, once bustling with life, now just cold and abandoned houses. Brrr. That's sad. A nice family lived in this house, an elderly couple. They lasted the longest. They didn't want to leave Maria alone, but over the years, they had to leave the village and move to the city to live with their children. Walking through the deserted village, I noticed something unusual. It seemed to be a memory shard. Will I try to pick it up? Sure. Rules of the minigame. The shorter memories before time runs out. Some of the walls are invisible. Be careful, the walls will appear for a few seconds at the beginning of the game. Move around the field using the keys on your keyboard. Okay. Annoying. Nope. Go down. Okay. I can't go that way, can I? Okay, I could. Oh, this is annoying. I really don't know where I'm supposed to go. I feel like I have tried every possibility. So, yeah. Yeah, no point. Why don't I visit the Leshy one last time? That is not what I picture Leshies to look like. But okay, there he is, my old acquaintance, the Leshy. We weren't friends at first, but he turned out to be a good conversational partner in this remote region. Good day to the great master of this forest, the wisest of them all. Oh, stop that nonsense. What are you doing here so early? The forest master appeared tired. He was as connected to his forest as I was to my master's home. The forest has not woken up yet. The snow still lies on the branches as a comfortable blanket, so the Leshy sleeps most of the day, only occasionally waking up to check on his domain. You're the one who came up with this crap. I'm just repaying my card debt as I should. I, my old friend, have come to say goodbye. My human age is not so short, but everything comes to an end. The Leshy looked at me thoughtfully and scratched his chin. It seemed like a bug had crawled out of his beard and slipped under his hat. Well, that was expected. What did you do with the body? Lying in the house. We bonded after a house fire, and I don't want her life to end with one, even if she doesn't care anymore. Maybe I should ask him for help? Sure. I know you're not so fond of humans, but I'm asking for a favor. Bury her body at your place. She loved plants and this forest. It would be the best farewell for her. If you ask, why not? She's done nothing wrong in my forest in her life. But you owe me. All right, I'll bring you something interesting from the city. You're going to the city after all? We've been over this. The only people left in the villages around here are old folks and drunks. By the way, you're one of the reasons why no one settles around here. They shouldn't cut down my forest. Every year they are getting closer and closer. Nothing scares them anymore. And the bastards even litter in my forest like the savages that they are. That's what I'm talking about. Not exactly benevolent. Besides, there are a lot of evil creatures living in these parts now. They've scared away all the people. Okay, okay. I'm gonna miss you, but who am I gonna hang out with now? You may be a house spirit, but you're an interesting fella. Take this just in case. The Leshy holds out a greenish stone. It glows with a soft light from within. What's that? A protective charm. It will help you if you are in a sticky situation. The Leshy unbuckled my earring and attached his gift to it, reducing its size by about 10 times. After these simple manipulations, he returned the earring to its place. Thanks for that. I'll pay you back when I get a chance. If you drag this out, I'll charge you interest. Now go back to your town. Stop wasting your time here. After saying farewell to my friend, I returned to the village. Head out to the road. Swamp! I was walking along the old village road. Wheel marks were clearly visible in the snow, but I didn't see a single car. There is a fork ahead. The old bent signpost is still standing and even fulfills its function. Take the road or cut through the marshes. Let's just take the road. Better safe than sorry. The forest appeared to be safer than the swamps, and it was certainly cleaner and more pleasant. The snow crunched pleasantly under my paws, but I could feel spring in the air. At some point I noticed that it was suspiciously quiet. A shadow flashed in the bushes. Or was it my imagination? Wolves? Probably, but they were smart enough not to mess with me. Hello. Buddy. A hare jumped out of the bushes and started throwing cones at me. What? How? Show this hare who's boss. No. Anyway, I finally made it to a more or less busy road. It seemed like a good place to try my luck and catch a bus. Wait for the bus. I sat down on an old bench, still better than sitting in the snow. I must have been on time because soon people started gathering at the bus stop. The first to arrive was a gaunt old woman who sat down next to me and tried to talk to me. I tried hard to look aloof and feline, but she didn't care, and she talked on and on until other people came in. Soon a heavy man came in, smelling of sweat and something rotten. He shushed me, but I had a fiercer protector. The granny had enough of a menacing glare, and the man immediately walked away. Grannies have always been invincible. Finally, the bus pulled up. While people were paying the driver, I slipped inside the cabin unnoticed. It didn't smell good, of course. The stench of gasoline and cigarettes lingered in the cabin. The bus was old and decrepit, but it felt alive and surprisingly clean. It must have been well taken care of. Maneuvering between puddles of water and human feet, I made my way to the back of the iron box. In the back seat, I was met by an unpleasant company. Shusha looked the same as she did the last time we met, which means she was no less annoying. I remember when she made a mess out of our little village, and I barely managed to kick her out. I managed to get rid of her then with great effort, but now I'm afraid I won't be able to. How should I deal with her? Ignore and sit somewhere else? I jumped onto an empty seat on the bus, pretending not to notice her. Maybe she won't see me or ignore me anyway. It's no skin off my tail. Oh boy. Stubbornly staring at one point like a true cat, I could feel her gaze in my scruff. I could tell she was staring at me with her big eyes and thinking of mischief. And yes, the little bugger hadn't thought of anything more clever than throwing something nasty at me. I snorted irritably and moved deeper into the seat so the projectiles wouldn't hit me. The Kikimora, oh, that's what she was, got bored of this activity quite quickly and it quieted down. I wondered why she hadn't attacked me at once, because she must have recognized my aura as that of a house spirit, but I didn't have time to finish my thought. Something bit me on my tail. I jumped in place and clutched at the paw that held my tail. This insolence made me forget that I could use magic. How could she grab my gorgeous tail with her filthy hands? I'll tear her head off. While I was practically flailing around the seat and struggling with the Kikimora's paw, which wouldn't let go of my tail, the bus stopped. I didn't pay much attention to it, so the sudden appearance of the bus driver took me by surprise. He saw me perfectly well, for I was in the most ordinary physical form of a cat, which expended the least energy. The Kikimora, on the other hand, was a rather inconspicuous spirit. The man quickly grabbed me by the scruff and carried me off the bus. I was so shocked that I didn't even resist, and it was only when the bus rattled and moved that I realized what had happened. Here I was sitting on the curb, and a satisfied Kikimora was making faces at me from the back window of the departing bus. What an embarrassment, and she's going to spread the word. Of course, no one will believe her, she's a Kikimora, but still, I'll remember. Guess I'll have to walk the rest of the way. Well, it doesn't look like it's too far. As I passed by another pole, I noticed a wreath on it. Approached the wreath. As I got closer, I noticed a young man, not alive of course, just a ghost who'd shown himself to a normal cat. Talk to the ghost? Hello, boy. You are a boy, aren't you? Uh-huh, yes. My name's Arthur. Can all cats talk to ones like myself? No, cats can't talk, but house spirits can, Arthur. Why are you stuck here if you already knew you were dead? What's holding you up? Arthur sighed tiredly. Even though he was a ghost and couldn't breathe, I could feel his icy breath on my fur. My sister and I were driving in her car. I asked her to let me drive. There's usually no cars here, but that day we were unlucky. There was a car coming towards us, and it suddenly veered into our lane, and I panicked. I didn't know what to do. My sister swerved to the side of the road at the last moment, but there was this damn pole. We hit it, and I don't remember anything beyond that. My sister comes here every day now, blaming herself for my death, but it wasn't her fault. So you're just gonna sit here like a stray? The human world is not good for souls without a body. Soon your energy will run out and you will feel hungry, gradually turning into a lost soul. You can harm someone by wandering around the world like this. I realize I need to leave, but I can't leave my sister like this. She is the dearest person to me, and I can't leave her while she blames herself for what happened. That's why I want to give her a message. Can you deliver it? I hope it's not another one of those, but sure. Oh, you humans are a pain in the ass. Alright, I'll help you, but I don't work for free. It was hard to read any emotion on the ghost's face, but fear flashed in his eyes. What do I have to pay with? Well, not with your soul, don't worry. I can see that's what you were thinking. All you mortals think your soul is the most precious and sacred thing in the world. Well, that's true, but only the lost souls can steal it. We good spirits feed on human emotions and memories, just so remember something good for me. Is it like in Harry Potter or something? Exactly, your most vivid and happy memory. Let's see, it's hard to remember. After about 10 minutes, the boy finally pulled himself together. He looked really confident. I'm ready. Alright then. Your goal is to focus on the memory, and I'll do the rest. Oh. God. How annoying is this gonna be? Of course. Whatever. I don't like that minigame. I am not trying again. I'm guessing that's what it said. I can't help you now. I think my strength is leaving me faster than I thought. The kid looked frustrated and his icy breath became distinctly more chilling. I won't be able to fulfill your request, but let's write at least a few words for your sister. I happen to have a small piece of paper with me. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Let's write your sister a little message. The ghost dictated a long drafted text and I scratched it out neatly on the paper with my claw. At the end, Arthur asked for the words Hiket Nunk to be left as a signature. I picked up the strange message with my teeth and placed it next to Arthur's wreath. Arranged some small pebbles around it. This should attract the attention of a visitor to this place. Arthur looked quite satisfied. Of course, he was still nervous, but I had done all I could for him. By the way, I'm looking for a new master. By any chance, does your sister need a cat? I'm afraid not. She lives in a dormitory. They don't allow pets there. Well, then it wasn't meant to be. Goodbye, Arthur. Have a pleasant journey. Wait, tell me, what's waiting for me there? Arthur pointed his finger upward, hesitant to say the word heaven. I've never been there. How should I know? Don't worry, it's probably better for a ghost like you there than it is here. I waved goodbye with my tail and wandered further towards the city. It was a long walk, and it looked like it was starting to rain. And honestly, I do not want to run into more of those mini-games, so I am going to end this video here. If this looks at all interesting to you, then do check it out on Steam. But thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!